Hi folks, it's Professor Diffley. This is a video for Module 3, Chapter 2. In this video, I'm just going to walk you through what is due this week for the module and go give a quick overview of the topic. We'll be looking at the slideshow and all of that. So again, here, Module 2, all these look the same. You have the weekly work plan, suggestion of how you should approach the work. Then we have learning objectives here. Again, a good way to look at the learning objectives is this is sort of like a list of things you're going to need to know by the end. So these are things that will appear on quizzes, exams, that sort of thing, right? So compare and contrast the three Greek city-states, Spartan, Corinth, and Athens, the Olympic Games. As you can see, you can read through these. Obviously, if you ever have any questions, let me know. Also, a good thing when you're looking at learning objectives, you'll notice in the back of your textbook, excuse me, at the end of each chapter, there's a list of key terms and stuff. Always a good idea to look at those. You'll notice they appear in my slides as well. This week you have a quiz and discussion board, which is as usual, and there are required videos. Let me just show you those. Few required videos here. Most of them are kind of brief. One, the Persian and Greek one. We're going to look at this later, but for this week, for this unit module, you only need to watch the first 2 minutes and 50 seconds. That first portion covers the Persian Empire, and then it dives into the rest of the video, dives into the Greek Golden Age, which we will be seeing in Module 4. So in Module 3 here, just watch the first, essentially 3 minutes of the video when it talks about the Persians. This will be good. This next video, short 4-minute one, a good visual tour of the capital of Persepolis, some of the art, and you can see the audience also very good. Another big topic this module is the Persian religion Zoroastrianism. This is a very good quick video here. What is Zoroastrianism from an actual follower of the faith? And this is a more in-depth video down here from Khan Academy. Very good video. Gives you more detail on that. I'll talk about it in the slides. It's in the book. But these videos are also there to help you. All right. So, and you'll see you'll have the discussion board as well. Let me just up here. Discussion board for 3 is compare and contrast. This one's going to be about the 3 major government types in ancient Greece: oligarchy, tyranny, democracy. And then what I'm going to ask you to do is, explain each type of government, and then discuss which one of those 3 does the United States currently, or, just the United States in general, seem like. Again, this is not supposed to be political, so I'm not referring to any specific president or anything like that. You can talk about those things if you wish. I'm talking about what is the system of government. Again, most people would go with democracy, but I think if you actually think about this one, you're going to be surprised at the answer. So remember, for discussion boards, there's always 3 posts, main post of at least 500 words, then 2 more posts, which are responses to classmates. Remember, there needs to be 12 hours between every post. So you post your main post, wait 12 hours, respond to a classmate, and then wait 12 hours more and respond to another classmate. I've been asked this before. What if I wait 9 hours? Well, let me ask you, is 9 hours 12 hours? No, so it's 12 hours. So just, again, you do it at 9 a.m., you can do it at 9 p.m. that night, and then again 9 a.m. the next day. So you need a day and a half to get all this done. But that is the stuff there. All right, let's take a look at the slideshows. As always, remember, there are notes to many of the slides. These first ones I showed you don't have notes, but there are notes. Again, you can get that by either clicking on notes, and then you can expand it as such. Or you could also do it this way up here, note view, notes page. This is a good way if you print things out, it will show you the page, what's in the slide, and then any notes that go along with it there. So let's just go back up to this. So Module 3, where we're at here. This is Chapter 2. These are big topics here: Persian Empire, the Israelites, and the reemergence of Greek civilization. So let's get a start here with the Persian Empire. The Persian Empire, one of the great empires in human history, massive and powerful and rich. Let's put it this way, later in history, the Roman emperors will see themselves as the grandest, most powerful people on the planet. They see the Persians as equals. How do we know this? The Roman emperors will refer to the Persian emperors as brother. So again, that they are equals. Where is Persia today? Today Persia is Iran, essentially, as you can see here. This is the where it starts, the Persian Empire here. This is Iran today. And it will extend into what is modern day Pakistan, parts of India, all the way up here, and it will even go as far as North Africa and into Eastern Europe. Massive, massive, powerful empire, one of the richest, most powerful in the world. Just a depiction of the Persian emperor and his grandeur in that, and we'll see that more here. So the Persian Empire, again, by 490 BC, is the greatest Near Eastern empire, one of the most powerful, again, sustained its rule on military power and cultural and religious tolerance. Now, what do you mean by that? The Persians, if they conquered you, as long as you paid your taxes and you gave them soldiers for their army, they would generally leave you alone. And this is actually pretty wise. Turns out in history, when you start messing with people's cultures or trying to change their cultures and religions, that's most often when they rebel. For most people, the fact that they were conquered by the Persians didn't really change much. I mean, they still had to pay taxes to a distant king or emperor. They were allowed to keep their own religion, keep their own language, keep their own culture. So it was a good idea by the Persians. So it's a multi-ethnic empire. As you can see the size of it, it was gigantic. Now, how do you rule a territory this size? Well, good communications. The Persians had a post office, a postal service, a royal postal service, a royal highways that connected everywhere. Indeed, the modern American post office, where neither sleet nor snow nor rain will keep them from appointed rounds. That is actually something said about the ancient Persians. Then the Americans copied it there. The other way they ruled is by satraps, having local governors. Often the satrap was a family member or close personal friend of the emperor. This would ensure allegiance back to the emperor, because back in the day it's really hard to travel around. So if you're all the way here, say in Memphis, and you're back here in Persepolis, the capital of the empire, really hard to get information there. So you have to have people in these areas that you are trusting there. A little bit more. So again, the Persian power and magnificence. The emperor, extremely powerful and extremely wealthy, by far the most wealthy empire at the time. They ruled as an absolute autocrat and even claimed divine right. An autocrat is, there's no questioning an autocrat. They say, and you do, you're their subjects. And this was the way it worked here too. Also used very brutal punishments and mutilations to get their point across. Again, they tried to rule with kindness when they could, right? As long as you're paying your taxes and that. But if you did commit crimes, they would punish you brutally as an example for others. What they would often do, though, this is an interesting way to do it. Say I commit a crime. I might be mutilated, like have my nose cut off, and why the nose or the ears? Well, everybody sees it. But then they would murder my family, execute the family. So this was meant to deter crime, right? So if you commit a crime, you're not going to be punished alone. It's going to be your whole family. But obviously you can see this could create a lot of dislike of the Persian Empire. Wealth, extraordinarily wealthy and luxurious. If you look at the videos on there about the capital of Persepolis, you'll see it. Really, Western rulers and others throughout the world copied the idea of the Persians and their power. Today you walk on red carpets, you see them at, Hollywood, that sort of thing. Well, that's what the Persian emperors did. They never walked on the ground, always a red carpet. Jeweled crowns called the diadem, diadem. Originally, it was a piece of silk with jewels sewn into it. Later, the Roman emperors will copy this. Purple robes. Purple happens to be the color of royalty, and that is the Persians, and then everybody else copied it. And they were extraordinarily powerful and wealthy here, as you see. They had to show it too. The emperor alone provided about 15,000 meals a day for 15,000 people, several meals a day out of his own fortune. So you could see they extraordinarily wealthy. Really, for what we need to know here, early Persian emperors, you got Cyrus, the founder of the Persian Empire, and you got Darius, who expands it to its greatest height. Those are the two early Persian emperors you need to know. Cyrus built the empire, founded it, and Darius, however you want to pronounce it, expanded it to its greatest size. Make sure you watch the videos on Zoroastrianism. This is an early religion that's going to have a influence. It still exists. There are thousands, if not millions, of people that still follow this. If anybody's a music fan of the band Queen, you might have seen the movie Bohemian Rhapsody lately. He was a Zoroastrian, and you can hear it in some of his music. This is a quasi-monotheistic religion. So it's weird here. You have Ahura Mazda, the Lord of Light and Wisdom, the main Persian god. But then you had this other powerful figure, Ahriman, which was more of a Satan, devil-like figure. And if you're familiar with Christian belief, the devil is not a god, it's a cast-out angel. So it's unclear if Ahriman is another competing god, but yeah, they viewed the world in this moral dualism, that the world is the area for ongoing battle between good and evil, and we need to make our choices. So make sure you view those videos. They go into it much more detailed. Zoroastrian has been around forever, and even Ahura Mazda becomes a symbol of light. The first light bulbs that Thomas Edison sold in the United States were called the Mazda light bulbs because they would bring light and illumination. And what the Zoroastrians mean by light is actually more about wisdom and truth. That is what we're looking for. But again, watch the videos. Has a big thing on that. It's named after Zarathustra. If you guys know the movie Space Odyssey 2001, the theme song, Also Sprach Zarathustra, is written about him. It was an a classical song in the 80s. It got 70s and 80s. It got made into a funk tune, and it's still covered by some bands today. It's very good. Check it out. 2001. Even if you put that on YouTube, 2001 song. There's some modern jam bands and rock bands that play it, and funk bands. But that's off note. But all right. But make sure you watch stuff on the Zoroastrians. Let's look at the Israelites here. For our purposes, we're only going to look into a bit of this. Israelites, biblical account, you can see there. Why are they important for us? The monotheism, the big three in the West. Judaism, Christianity, Islam, given in the order they appeared on the earth, all go back and trace back to the covenant. That the Israelites made a contract with Yahweh, one of their deities, and says that Yahweh would become the exclusive or head deity. This may lead a lot of people to argue that Judaism was not always a monotheistic. You had many of these competing Mesopotamian gods, and that's how some see Yahweh was one of the many Mesopotamian gods that we learned about last time, is turned into the God we know, the God of Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. That's their big, for our purposes, the big contributions here. They have the first 5 books of the Hebrew Bible, which set out the moral code, including the 10 Commandments. And they also have a new concept of justice. You remember Hammurabi's code was an eye for an eye, and not everybody's treated equally. Here, Israelite law and justice is more like what we have today, that a law is applied to everybody, same rules, same punishments for everybody. And it also gets rid of the eye for an eye punishment, because as the cliche goes, an eye for an eye leaves the entire world blind. And I mean, really, if you cause an accident and I lose my arm, having your arm cut off isn't going to do much for me. I don't really get any satisfaction from that. So they got rid of it. But these are the big things you need to know about the Israelites here. Early goddess figurines from Judea, again, suggesting that originally Judaism and other religions may not have been so monotheistic. All right, we're going to start next with the Greek Age. I'll start the Greek Dark Age. I will have another video, so this is video 1 of 2. In the second video, we'll go through the Greeks here. All right, let me know if you have any questions, as always. All right, thank you.